My dear brothers and sisters in the risen Lord, ordinary time, 13th week, Wednesday. The devil has at least one good quality, that he will flee if we resist him, said by Edwards. A Christian took his eyes off God and committed a crime. A Christian took his eyes off God and committed a crime. He was arrested and served as a 7-year sentence in jail. Through an encounter with a practicing Christian, his faith in Jesus renewed and received, and once again he came to believe firmly in the power and the presence of Jesus. He sought forgiveness from Christ and began to lead a good Christian life. On the inside cover of the Bible, he once wrote, "The soul that comes to Jesus Christ through failure, shame, or pain, by his wondrous love and mercy, may soar as a high again." In today's gospel, Jesus cast out demons from 2 men and made them to lead a good, normal human life. Christ is supreme Lord of heaven and earth, and all things and principalities are subjected to him. He healed bodily diseases which are irresistible for us. He commanded the winds and calmed the sea, which are uncontrollable for us. And now he cast out demons which are formidable for us. Let us observe. First, observance. These 2 demonites were the residents of the cemetery. People are expected to live in the villages or layouts or apartments or villas, but not in the cemeteries, which are the locale of the dead. It is highly pathetic how these men were forced to take up their residences in the land of the dead. There was no food except what they could forage like beasts from the bins. No company of the civilization or any common comforts of life. They lived in such a misery and unknown to themselves in mischief too. Often our conditions too are like those demon-possessed men. We live in misery, misery of loneliness, wretchedness, and the filth of sin. Helplessly we wander hither and thither, blissfully unaware, like those demonites of our misery, mischief, and filth. Second observation. The 2 demonites were liberated by Jesus. When these were helplessly wandering within the vicinity of the cemetery, Christ came to them. It seemed that Christ traveled from Capernaum to the country of the Gadarenes only to help these two miserable men. When they were unable to go to Christ the Lord came to them. Even when they themselves were unaware of their misery, Christ relieved them. When we were bound by sin and wallowed in it, the sinless Christ reached out to us and liberated us from our misery. St. Paul would say, Christ died for us when we were still sinners. Romans chapter 5, verses 8. At the very presence of Jesus, the demons trembled and began their agitation. They cried out to him, "What have you to do with us, Son of God?" Then they asked his permission to enter the swine, which he gave. It was better that they enter the swine and perish in the sea than enter the village and torment the inhabitants. Evil and its powers are formidable for us, but Jesus is victorious over them. He precisely took the human form only to crush the power of that ancient serpent, the devil. When Jesus approaches, the devil must run helter-skelter and perish in the ocean. May God bless you all. Amen.